Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? My name is Stan Collins and I work here at the Directing Change Student Film Contest. I want to spend a few moments with you talking about the basics of suicide prevention so that you know what to do if you or one of your friends needs help, but also to help you in the creation of a well-rounded film if you decide to enter the suicide prevention category. With suicide prevention, there's a few key factors that play a role: warning signs and life problems, which are also known as risk factors. But first, we're going to talk about warning signs. So warning signs are changes in a person's behavior, a sign or a signal to us that they may be dealing with stress, feeling overwhelmed, or may even be thinking about suicide. On the screen, you see two of the key warning signs that require immediate action. First, if someone is talking about wanting to die, that they're thinking about suicide, or even saying things like people would be better off without me. Another key warning sign is if someone's looking for ways to harm themselves. Now, if either of these are going on, we need to get immediate help for that person. We can either talk to a trusted adult, we can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, or sometimes it might be appropriate to have to dial 911. Now, the next list of warning signs is less dramatic, but still associated with suicide. What we're really looking for here is a change in behavior, especially if it's a negative change in behavior. When someone's showing signs of hopelessness, withdrawal, or isolation, any significant change in their personality. Now, it may not mean that they're thinking about suicide, but more than likely means that that person is in distress and needs some help. And so we want to make sure we support that person. The most important thing to do is to trust your instincts. You know your friends better than anyone. If something doesn't seem right, it's probably not right, and you need to have a conversation with them. Now let's talk about some of the life problems that are associated with suicide. I want to emphasize that these life problems don't cause suicide. Rather, they cause what can seem like overwhelming stress. And typically what we find is it's not just one of these situations, but that multiple of these situations are happening in that person's life. We want to be especially concerned if any of the life problems you see on the screen are associated with some of the warning signs that we talked about earlier. So if you see any of those warning signs, if you see any of those risk factors, if something in your instincts is telling you that one of your friends might be thinking about suicide, you got to talk to them. On the screen, you can see some of the questions that you're going to want to ask. Most importantly, you want to be open and direct. Don't be afraid to say the word suicide. Ask them directly, are you thinking about suicide? Are you thinking about ending your life? If the answer is yes, you need to get to a trusted adult immediately. A big majority of students who think about suicide tell a friend, but less than a quarter of those friends go on to tell a trusted adult. You need to speak to a coach, a parent, a teacher, whoever it is that you trust. Now, I understand that you may not feel like you have anyone that you can go to, and if that's the case, you can always call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The number's on the screen, but it's 1-800-273-8255. I hope this information is going to help you in the creation of your film, but more importantly, I hope that it helps you support the people in your lives who may need help. Now, remember, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline's number is 1-800-273-8255. The most important thing to remember about suicide prevention is to trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right, and you need to have a conversation. Thank you very much for joining me here today, and thank you for helping to direct change.